Hey guys, welcome to the Solution Architect channel. This is the second video of Learn IT for HTML Basics, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to display images. Remember, this is the basics. I'm not going to go into the advance of images. There's much more things you can do, but I'm just going to show you the basics so that you know how to display different types of images and how a display on the browser. Okay, so let's jump into this. Okay, so you might want to display a nice image on your web page, and I'm going to take you through the theory first. Remember, this is very basics. For the people that has never written any code in their life, you can do this. So let's go to just an explanation on images inside HTML. You get two different file paths that you can put into your HTML page. You can have an absolute file path, and I'll show you what an absolute file path means. It can be a URL. And if you're not familiar with the term URL, it's just a link somewhere on the internet that already got a JPEG file or an image file that you want to display inside your page. But just be careful, you can't just display anybody's JPEG file. It might have copyright on, so don't just do that unless it's your own image. Then you get a relative file path, which can be locally on your PC itself. It can be on your C drive or D drive or wherever, or if you run it, and that's what I will eventually get to, is how do you actually get people to see your web page, and we'll go into that. There's a lot of ways to do that. And relative file path is just locally, and you can link any files. Like I said, local image file. You can link web pages. You can link it within using a style sheet, and you can also link it using JavaScript. But we'll get into that in a separate video, not into this one. But I'm going to show you just a few ways of doing this. Okay, so there's basics. This is really, like I said, the basics on how to display images on HTML. The first thing you get here is the tag. What is the tag that the browser needs to understand that this is an image? The tag is called IMG. So remember my first video said a tag is an instruction for the browser to do something. So when it sees IMG, it needs to then say, okay, this is the image. I need to now get the source. SRC is the source. Where do I actually go find this image file? Remember, it needs to be something that the browser is familiar with, like a JPEG file or a GIF or a bitmap file. It needs to be a valid image file and to be able to display it. Then you get ALT, which is alternative to the image. So if it can't find the image, it will display this name. So you give it a name called not name of image, but you can call it anything. I'll show you. I've got one that is called Moon, and I've got my Table Mountain one image, and I'm going to show you that. Then you can also, you know, when you just display the image, you're going to display it in the size that file is. It might be very large, and I'm going to show you that. You can use it to use a style, to be able to style this image, put it in a certain sizes, or you can just use width and height to control the size of the image. I'm going to show you how that. Let's jump into the code. Okay, so now go open your Hello World application that you've got. The first one, if you haven't done this, you need to be able to just, the link is down in the description. Go get this code or just go type it out. It's very quick. And then we can just display an image that I have locally on my computer. So I'm just going to start typing. So below this, we just type image. Like I said, this is the tag, SRC, the source. And where do I find this? I created a folder underneath this, and I'll show you now when I save this Hello World where that folder is. It's called images. It's just a folder. remember, it's where this HTML is stored on your hard drive. You can put in your C drive or F drive or D drive or whatever, and that's probably a little bit better, but it's not better if you want to deploy this to a server somewhere. We'll get that in a separate video, but just remember to have this relative image path, which is called images, and my image name is Table Mountain.jpg. Okay, so we've got that correct, and then alternative name for this is Table Mountain, and then you close the tag. Alright, so now let's file save, and let's go back to our folder. This is our folder. I'm just going to double click on this, open it up, and this will display my Table Mountain. You see it's a very large image. You want to control the size of this. Maybe you want to make it a little bit smaller. And in my folder structure, you can see images. We've got a folder there, images, and Table Mountain image. And that is how you link it onto your code. And so that is relative path, which is locally on your PC. The next one, what we want to do is an absolute path, which is a URL somewhere in the cloud. So I found this on the internet, on Wikimedia Commons, and this is an image of the moon. If you click on the moon image itself, you'll get a URL. And you can just copy and paste this URL. We'll go back to our code, and we're just going to put it inside here in our source. And that's how you link anything that's on the internet somewhere. And we call this moon. We'll save this, and we go back to our main page and just click on this again, and there's your moon. So display your moon here, which is linked to this. If someone goes and delete this from this page, then your page won't work. So that's why it's probably better just to use your own images. So we'll go back to our, just going to take this back to my Table Mountain. I'm just going to copy and paste and make it quicker. Okay. Back to Table Mountain. And I might have made a mistake there. You see, I can make mistakes as well. Now let's go play around with the size a little bit on this. Now how you do this, there's several ways of doing it, but let's just do it the quick and easy way. It's width equals, say, 200, and height equals 300. Okay, just save that. Go back to your page, click, and you'll see it's out of proportion, I know, but this is how you change, you show just the quick width and the height. There's a different way of doing this as well. Like I said, you can use styles. There's different ways of actually entering style. I'm going to do that quickly. I don't want to expand this video too quickly. So style width, oh no, not uppercase. I'm going to change this over to 300 pixels, and height is, make it 200 pixels, and that is, so that you can see that is a little bit different the way we use width and height on its own. And this is just another way of displaying it. So go back to your browser, click on that, and you'll see you've got it. We can make it a little bit bigger. What I want to do now, I want to now do a style, introduce you to style. There's a thing called style sheets. I will do that in a later video, but just you can actually control the style by adding a style tag separately. So let's do that. Maybe what we want to do, just say image style. Okay, so this is now going to control the width of all types of images that you have inside. So say let's make it 50%. You'll see what I mean, the reason why I'm doing this inside. And then okay, and we just need to close our style here, and okay, let's change this width equals to, in brackets, say 128, and height equals to 128. Okay, file save, and go back to our browser. You see it's now stretched out. Now why is that? Because I said 50%. If I said 100%, it would have been 100% to the end of this. Let me show you. I'm going to change this to 100%. It's stretched out 100%. That's if you do banners or things like that. You know, it's quite handy to have that. So when you take out this page on its own, say for example like that, if you move this page closer, it will stick to the end of the of the page itself. So that is images, guys. If you want more, we're gonna go into next level of detail in the next video. But thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and please share this to anyone that you feel is really wanting to get into IT and start learning websites. Thank you. See you next time.